Throughout the years, music has transformed into many different styles, beats, and flows, each using a variety of different instruments and softwares to create the masterpieces that they are. There are hundreds of genres of music: pop, country, rap, and rock to name a few. But rock culture in general has to be one of the most creative and interesting genres of music to ever impact the world. Rock culture is not just a genre of music, it's a way of life, an embodiment of rebellion, and a powerful force that has left an undeniable mark in the music culture. The essence of rock culture. Rock culture at its core is a celebration of individualism and self expression. It emerged in the mid 20th century as a blend of country and the blues. Rooted in these styles, the rock and roll of the '50s quickly evolved into a powerful social and cultural movement. Pioneering rock artists of this time, such as Chuck Berry, leaned heavily on classic blues structures while demonstrating a flair as a natural born entertainer. Greg Kot, a rock critic, says that this emerging rock and roll culture brought a wave of condemnations from religious leaders, government officials, and parents groups who branded it the devil's music. When this new genre of music had come out, it didn't have a very large audience listening to them, which led to a sort of dormant state of the genre that left it very underground. By the early '60s, the Rolling Stone, a music magazine, expanded rock's scope by transitioning from singles artists into musicians capable of providing cohesive albums of songs, which elevated rock to new cultural heights. Rock became a symbol of youth rebellion and freedom, containing lyrics that often dealt with themes such as love, romance, teenage angst, and social issues, making it relatable to a wide audience. Over the years, rock culture has birthed countless subgenres, each with its unique identity, from the psychedelic rock of the '60s to the punk rock of the '70s and the alternative rock of the '90s. It has provided a home for misfits, rebels, and artists who have challenged societal norms through their music and lifestyle choices. Rock's evolution. As rock music was on the rise to becoming the one of the most popular forms of one of the most dominant forms of popular music, new bands built on their predecessor strengths while branching out into their own unique styles. Bands like Led Zeppelin gave rock a darker, heavier tone, helping kickstart a new genre known as hard rock or heavy metal. And bands like Pink Floyd added psychedelic elements and complex arrangements that connected albums to a single theme. This process of sticking to rock's roots and altering it to the band's taste became the start of many new genres of rock music, including alternative, rock, punk, metal, and my personal favorite, grunge rock. According to Melissa Strong, it made an important impact on America and the world by inspiring and contributing social and cultural change. Rock signified rebellion and young people's rejection of their parents' musics, attitudes, and expectations. It also offered a bridge between races, classes, religions, and cultures. Rock culture is not confined to any single nation, religion, nation, or language. It has transcended boundaries, uniting people from diverse backgrounds through the universal language of music. The Beatles, for example, is arguably one of the most influential rock bands in history, which found fans worldwide, and they're not the only ones to do so. Bands like Red Hot Chili Peppers, Jimi Hendrix, Grateful Dead, Nirvana, Queen, AC/DC, Metallica, they're all just a small few who have traveled around the world to play for hundreds of thousands of people. Impact on the world. Rock culture's influence goes deeper than just the realm of music. It has played a vital role in shaping political movements across the globe. During the '60s and '70s, rock music served as an anthem for anti war protests and civil rights movements. Songs like Give Peace a Chance by John Lennon and Fortunate Son by Creedence Clearwater Revival became anthems for anti Vietnam War protests. fostering a sense of unity and activism among protesters. Live Aid was a fundraising concert held on July 13th, 1985. The event was organized by Bob Geldof and Midge Ure to raise funds for the relief of the 1983 to 85 famine in Ethiopia. History.com states that the lineup History.com states that the lineup featured more than 75 acts, including all the greats of the time. These artists performed at either Wembley Stadium in London or Philadelphia JFK Stadium, where more than 170,000 people attended. And 13 satellites covered a live television broadcast to more than 1 billion viewers in 110 countries. And more than 40 of these nations held telethons for the African famine relief during the broadcast. Additionally, rock music has often addressed important social issues such as racial inequality and civil rights. Artists like Jimi Hendrix, and the Rolling Stones use their music to advocate for racial justice, while songs like "Strange Fruit" by Billie Holiday, shed light on the horrors of racism in America. Rock culture transcended boundaries and inspired generations. To be part of rock culture means to embrace individualism, challenge the status quo, and use music as just a vehicle for change. Rock is not just merely genre of music, it's a way of life, a symbol of rebellion, and a powerful force that has shaped societies. Thank you.